to another video. In today's video, the long-awaited t-shirt tales. T-shirt tales. So this is the first episode in t-shirt tales, and it will be videos that will be at least about 10 minutes long. If I have to maybe go through a couple shirts to get that many stories, but there could be some huge t-shirt stories in these boxes. Alright, so the first t-shirt. Oh, this one is not gonna need another t-shirt in the same video. Alright, so Ghoul was a tattoo studio, okay? So the years were probably about 92-ish, up to maybe 90, 95. Now, the one dude, Vance, I believe was his name, was a very good artist. I mean, like, he did some amazing artwork. Tattoo, really good at tattoo. He had actually spent, I believe, 7 years in prison for murder, if I remember correctly. So that was state prison. And this Ghoul tattoo, the building's not even there anymore. Like, that whole section of Burnside is totally changed around and modernized, right? So that little shop that used to be there, like, those guys, they were doing some things that at one point it became those things more than the tattoo. So they opened up and they were about the tattoo, and at that time I had my first nightclub with this dude Blackie, and Blackie was this old friend of mine, Brenda's boyfriend. So this guy Blackie, he had a magazine called Spam Magazine, SPAMM, Seattle, Portland Area Music Magazine, right? So then there was a nightclub that, again, I don't even think this building is there anymore. This was a legendary, well, you know, for my time frame, you know, but it was Eli's rock club, and then upstairs was the Bone, okay? And I don't know, the upstairs had gone. Now, I'm just 21, I think. I'm growing weed in this house. I got my girlfriend, Julie, and we're kind of killing it. I'm a big weed dealer. And this dude Blackie is like, you know, hey, I need money to open this club, and you know, somebody to help me do it, right? So we turned the Bone into the new Bone. Brilliant. And you know, I put up like chain link fence and built a sound booth. I mean, I had turned this place into a kind of a hip place, right? And then Blackie was doing all the booking, right? And Blackie was doing all the keeping of the money. He never fucking, like, even cashed me back for the damn supplies for all the shit. You know, he was just taking all that money and just keeping it. So that's how the friendship with him fell apart. But that's how I met this whole crew. And Blackie was this huge Ren and Stimpy fan, like obsessive. And he got like Ren and Stimpy tattooed, like Renbow and Stimpy something, right? So these guys in the early days at the Cool Ghoul Tattoo, right? They were like really kind of, pushing like to be like, like a top-notch quality tattoo shop, right? Kind of, right? So I was trying to get a tattoo from these guys right after my original tattoo artist, the guy that did this one, Tom Slick, right? So he did this one, and one down here on my leg that I'm not going to stand on my hands to show you right now. And then he died. So at that point I was kind of like in the market for a different tattoo artist, right? And he was like old school, like super old school. And turns out like he was like a straight up like hitman for the mob. Like when he died, I guess he died in his bathtub or something like this, and like his house had like 1,700 rounds of ammunition and just all kinds of guns. And like, so he had pictures of the wall that looked like old gangster photo. Like people would go and dress up. No, he was fucking an old gangster for real, like crazy. I didn't know this until years later. And actually Julie and I went to get tattoos together. I was like 19. And that's where I saw, and then I was probably about 20, the next one I got. So I was about ready to get another tattoo. Tom Slick died. I was in the market, and so I kept going to this Cool Ghoul place, right? And trying to get an appointment, and then the like things started to kind of like, oh, we don't have any needles, and blah, 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 and it started, I would see tattoos they did, right, and they were badass, but it was just seeming very unprofessional, maybe sketchy. And I do remember seeing some, like, messed up, like, from infection type stuff that ended up coming out of their shop, right? And so their shop turned into, like, a crazy after-hours place. And, they really kind of, like, they had, like, a pretty good thing going, like, but there was a lot of biker influence there, and, it's kind of like any good thing, that kind of gets involved with that kind of gets eroded from the inside out, because people just don't want to work, right? It's like, oh, I'm gonna sit there and do a tattoo for 3 or 4 or 10 hours or whatever, when you can just and make 10 times the money. So thus is the demise of that shop, right? And I believe somebody went back in maybe to prison. I'm not quite sure how the whole thing ended. It probably was completely defunct. 95, maybe 94. So, yeah. And so this concludes the first tale of T-shirt tales. I think there's some good advice in the T-shirt. And if you like this video, I've got a lot more T-shirts left. Subscribe. It really helps out the channel. 25 more subscribers, and I'll get to unlock the next fancy features in YouTube. Like, subscribe, peace, have a wonderful day, and Happy New Year.